Today we begin year number 5 of the Denver Broncos franchise here on Madden 25. The defending champs look to reclaim their throne at the top as we look to get through this season fairly quickly and eventually wrap up the series. The plan for year number 5 is that we'll go through roughly 4 games per episode. Today we will play against the Chiefs twice. I would have thought it would have been Seattle for the opener, but we've got the Chiefs on Thursday night to start the year, and then a quick turnaround, week 3 at Arrowhead, Sunday Night Football, along with the Texans and the Panthers in weeks 2 and 4. For more information on what the next month of the channel is going to look like as we wrap up this series in the Kansas Dynasty, eventually getting into EA College Football 26, I made a longer channel update within the last couple of days, and I'll leave a card at the top right of your screen if you missed that and are interested. So the plan for this team was that this year was going to be the final year of the Super Bowl window, given that we've got so many guys, including quarterback Bo Nix, due for potential extensions. So winning the Super Bowl last year means that we're a little bit ahead of schedule, and this team has a chance to potentially repeat, which not many cores can say they have done before. We have $123 million to spend on a lot of players. Jeffrey Bossa, Ashton Jeanty, Bo Nix, whose starting price is 4 years for $190, but given his re-signing interest, it will certainly take more. Along with those guys, there's Trey Henderson, Baron Browning, Jaden Hicks, Tez Johnson, Jack Sawyer, Benjamin Morrison, Rivaldo Fairweather, Marvin Grant, Gus Hartwig, who's a starter. I mean, we're not going to be able to bring all these guys back, so we're going to have some tough decisions to make at the end of the year as this core changes quite a bit. We did lose one starter, though. Quinn Miners was traded to the Ravens for a 4th and 7th round pick, and we added one starter through free agency. Although I don't know if Jaden Hicks counts as a starter. I kind of view him as the 12th man of the defense. He's not a starter, but he will appear in a lot of sub packages. As for the draft, the Browns replacing Cade Klubnik with the electrifying southpaw slinger out of USC, Sam Onatulu, while the Heisman Trophy-winning national championship quarterback of Alabama, Eli Holstein, goes to the Rams. New England at number 3 got the NCAA sack leader in Connor Litneski, and they traded for Cade Klubnik from the Browns. We got to see some Kansas guys go. Dekias Brinkley in the top 5 to the Falcons. We tried to trade up for Damani Maxson, but he ended up going to Detroit. He is an 87 overall. We also looked at Alabama wide receiver Jackson Pressey before trading down with the last pick in the first round, ultimately ending up with multiple selections on day 2. We started with Seth Jennings, the raw but talented edge rusher out of Kansas. That was kind of the theme here. We're not looking for starters and impact players right away, but guys who can fill holes for us in the future with high potential. Earl Culp, 98 speed corner out of Purdue in the late 2nd round. Tyler Johnson, the tackle out of Auburn, I think could be the heir apparent to Andrew Thomas at left tackle. Samu Tamumanpepe, the 380-pound behemoth in the middle of the defensive line, who we're going to use on offense a little bit. And then Mario Maddox, the Kansas receiver, we traded up for him in the 5th round, missed most of his senior season with an injury, but as we got to see in the games that he did play, a really, really good slot option. As for free agency, we brought back some of the familiar faces, guys like Zamir White and Christian Horn. We did not bring back others, though. Harrison Whaley, who was a huge piece of our Super Bowl team, previously had signed. He's going to the Texans, while Savion Williams will compete for a starting job in Cleveland. Whaley, in particular, is going to be a big loss. I mean, I don't think we get to the Super Bowl without him. He gave us some big reps in the regular season, and not to mention he had the big touchdown in the AFC title game against Kansas City. So what can fans expect from the offense? Well, we're obviously going to be a physical unit who looks to wear you out, and a very balanced approach who looks to avoid turnovers. That's been our mantra. We don't necessarily have the elite star power at the quarterback position or the skill positions that we've had in series of the past, but a very good, very consistent group who just knows how to get it done. We were one of the higher scoring and more efficient offenses in the NFL last year after we fired our offensive coordinator after week 4. So at the end of the preseason, we've got 10 players to cut. We are going to trade one, and this one hurts me a lot because he's one of my favorite players on the team. But with the addition of Mario Maddox, there's really not room for Tez Johnson because the two of them are nearly identical in terms of skill set. Johnson is one of the pretty much dozen players we have to re-sign at the end of the year. And I don't know if it makes sense to pay him. Obviously, it sucks given that, him and Bo Nix have a very unique relationship as brothers. He's been a good player for us over the last 3 years. Nearly got 1,000 yards last year. But this is also a guy who's had a hard time staying on the field. And I think that could be a trend given his size. He's only 160 pounds. He got injured and left in all 4 playoff games last year. That has to be kind of impressive. So ultimately, we're going to trade him to the Los Angeles Rams, a team who we've made business with a lot in the past, getting a 4th rounder. Kind of similar to us trading away Troy Franklin last year to Dallas, a deal that in hindsight worked out very well for the Cowboys. Troy Franklin had 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns last year, so we'll see if Tez Johnson has a similar fate, catching balls from the reigning Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Eli Holstein, who won the starting job in the preseason over Justin Fields and Shedeur Sanders with the Rams. So these are the players we're going to cut and then send to the practice squad. I definitely feel bad for running back Rashul Faison, undrafted free agent, made the roster as a rookie in year 2, got injured, and has never gotten a chance again. He's been stored on our practice squad for when we've needed him, and, well, we haven't needed him. So unless he gets picked up somewhere, his final NFL play will be a brutal season-ending injury. With that, we are here in the regular season for year number 5. Thursday night football against the Chiefs. Our banner game is moments away. For the starting lineup, it's about exactly what we would expect because it's basically the exact same group as last year. Only one starter gone, being Quinn Byners. He'll be replaced by Francis Mauigoa, who kicks inside to guard, and Tree Babalade will be the right tackle. As I mentioned with Jaden Hicks, he's going to be the 12th man, essentially. He's not a starter, but I anticipate he will play quite a bit. We're going to roll with the same team captains that we had last year because all 6 of them are back. Surtain, Bossa, Genty, Nix, Mims, and Marvin Grant. As for the goal, win the Super Bowl. I mean, this exact core won a Super Bowl last year, so it would be a disservice if we did so again. Marvin Mims says he wants to work on injury prevention. That is great news for us, given his inability to stay on the field over the last few years. If Marvin Mims can stay healthy, that really raises the ceiling of the offense. He was healthy in the playoffs last year, and we saw how dangerous he was. As I've been saying, I felt like he should have won the Super Bowl MVP. He was that good in that game. So this Chiefs team needs no introduction. We know these guys quite well, and we'll get to see them twice today. Patrick Mahomes, 99 overall at 32 years old, his 12th season overall and 11th as a starter. The Chiefs come into this game banged up, though. Trent McDuffie is out. Creed Humphrey is out. They will be without Marcus Harper on the offensive line, and then Stephen Daly, one of their key pass rushers. All of those guys have very small injuries. I think we will see all of them play in week 3, but they will be unavailable in week number 1. They probably could have played if this game was on Sunday, but with it being the Thursday opener, they will be out. We had some classics against the Chiefs last year, including the AFC Championship that we won 45-42. Our 2 most recent matchups against the Chiefs, both teams scored in the 40s. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had another shootout, although the rain is pouring hard. On the return, Kavorian Barnes gets it to the 28, and the Chiefs will start on offense. Patrick Mahomes and company, the last time these guys played was in this building, losing in the AFC Championship, although it certainly was not at the fault of Mahomes and the offensive side of the ball. Play action, looking to throw it. He's got the speedster, Xavier Worthy, who gets it to the 44-yard line. As we learned in the AFC Championship, it is very hard to cover all of these receivers. They've got so many good ones for Mahomes to throw the ball to. Mahomes looking to call a switch at the line as he's under pressure off the blitz. What a catch! Jurion Dickey with the leaping grab. I thought Drew Sanders, who we re-signed to an extension in the offseason for 5 years, was going to make it in the backfield for the sack. Sanders, the stalwart of the defense, we knew we had to lock him up after he played on the tag last year as he is in with the hit, forcing the incompletion. 3 straight incompletions for Mahomes, and the Chiefs would kick the field goal. That'll make it 3-0. Denver with it for the first time this year. Genty up the middle, gets a couple. Genty got a little dinged up on that play. He's missed a lot of time throughout his career, so obviously we know we need to be cautious with him as it's a strained hamstring. Marvin Mims to the 45, a nice play after the catch by Mims, who still has not gotten that 1,000-yard season yet. He's been close, hasn't gotten there yet. 2nd and 4, Travion Henderson likely to get a bulk of the touches in the first half. To the outside, inside the red zone. He is pushed out at the 9, but not before a gain of 30. I wanted to be cautious with Genty in the early portion of the season anyway, given his injury history. But now with the hamstring flare-up, we probably aren't going to see much of him in the first half. Henderson does not get it on 3rd and goal. A nice stop up front by the Chiefs. The big man having trouble getting up as it's 4th and goal at the 1. Denver's going to go for it. It's a handoff for the big man, Tamu Monpepe. The first touchdown of the year is scored by the rookie defensive tackle. The 380-pound machine. He is going to be our short yardage guy. I think we found our version of the tush push. Rivaldo Fairweather will be the regular fullback, but in short yardage spots, it'll be Tamu Monpepe who gets the ball. Kansas City with it. A good run here for Pacheco to the 43. Wrapped up by Ben Morrison, one of the unsung heroes of this team. Finally a full-time starter with Chris Abrams' drain gone. He signed a 3-year deal with the Rams. I guess he's now teammates with Tez Johnson. 2nd and 10. Mahomes looking deep. It's intercepted. Drew Sanders, what a start for him. On the return past the 50, and Denver forces the turnover. As I talked about in the offseason, I really feel like Drew Sanders was the best player on our defense last year. He certainly was the most consistent. On a unit that lacked consistency on a game-by-game basis, he was a stalwart for us. 3rd and 5, final play of the quarter, caught by Trevion Henderson for the first down. Not a bad start here for the Broncos. They lead 7-3. Into the second from the 14. Nix floats it up. Back in the end zone. It's caught for a score. Ryan Williams with the touchdown. Denver adds to the lead as the 21-year-old keeps both feet in bounds. We're expecting a bigger role from Williams, who I still kind of see as the long-term number 1 for this offense. He showed some good flashes last year. With Tez Johnson gone, he's now a full-time starter. Mahomes will connect down the field. Good throw and catch to the running back, Isaiah Pacheco, as Aleem McNeil is a little dinged up. A lot of small injuries I've noticed so far. I think that's a quad strain for McNeil. He goes back to the locker room. You can tell it's week 1 with all the small injuries we have. This is not necessarily uncommon. Michael Williams now a little bit banged up after the loss of yardage on the screen. Jeffrey Bassa brings him down, and it is a 3rd and 12 at the 44 for Kansas City. Mahomes looks to throw it. Dances around, under pressure, tries to evade the sack, and he will. Tucks it and runs to the left as he will not get the first down. Benjamin Morrison brings him down after a gain of 10. And an interesting decision upcoming on 4th down for the Chiefs, as they will keep the offense out on the field, and they will go for it here on 4th and 2. Interesting decision. Field goal makes it a 1-score game. Mahomes goes short. It is caught inbounds by Rashee Rice for the first down to the 29. That was close. He almost didn't get the feed in. But Kansas City is able to keep the drive going. Mahomes gets it to Pacheco, runs into his own lineman, and loses a couple of yards. Jeffrey Bassa finishes him off. Bassa likely to make top dollar at the linebacker position, and it's hard to argue with it. He's earned it as one of the best linebackers in the league. Fumble! That ball's out, and it's scooped up by Browning. Baron Browning with nobody in front of him. He's struggling to get there. The gas tank on empty, and he's able to make it into the end zone with a scoop and score. If this play stands, Denver is up by 3 possessions. Baron Browning with the strip sack, forcing it away, picks up his own fumble, and takes it all the way, although he was struggling at the end. And as you could tell by that replay, that ball is clearly out. This play will stand, and it's 21-3. Chiefs back with it. Mahomes to Pacheco. He gets sent to the ground by Drew Sanders for a loss of yardage. At the 2-minute warning now, 3rd down and 13 for Kansas City. Terrence Ferguson in motion, the all-pro tight end. Mahomes looking deep, batted away by the Super Bowl MVP Patrick Surtain. This is getting ugly for the Chiefs. I mean, this is not necessarily unusual in week 1. Teams are rusty out the gate on offense, and we've looked a little sloppy as well. Nix has to throw it away on 3rd down. But the Chiefs have been bad in particular. I mean, this has been ugly. The Chiefs will start with good field position, though, a little bit past the 50 off a good punt return. And considering they don't start with the ball in the second half, they've got to get rolling now. Just over a minute left of the first half of all 3 timeouts. Mahomes looking short. It is caught by Ferguson. Breaks the tackle. Past the 30. Wrapped up by Surtain and Grant. The Chiefs are going to call a timeout after a big play to the 24-yard line by Ferguson. 3rd and 7 now with 46 seconds left on the clock for Kansas City. Mahomes will look to throw it. No one's open. Finds space to the left. Tucks it and runs. And they will give him the first down. I don't think he got it. But more importantly, Patrick Mahomes is hurt on the play and is seen going to the locker room. This first half went from bad to possibly catastrophic for the Chiefs, as that one is thrown out of the back of the end zone by Caden Salter, the backup quarterback in his 4th year out of Liberty. 3rd and 4, seconds left. They're going to keep the offense out there as Salter throws it away again. So Denver is able to get the stop. That'll bring the field goal team out. Harrison Butker looking to bring it within 15. The kick is up, and it is good. 21-6. It has been an ugly first half of football. I don't even think we've been particularly impressive offensively, but the defense has been really strong. Patrick Mahomes, meanwhile, will not return to the game. A massive loss for Kansas City, given that he's Patrick Mahomes. And if he's out for multiple weeks, this could really kill their season. Denver starts with it. Nix on 3rd down goes short. It's Genty, who had 1 touch in the first half, and it's a gain of around 7. With Genty banged up, we didn't want to use him too much. We're probably going to see a lot more of him, though, in the second half. He's feeling a lot better as Salter connects with Terrence Ferguson to the 35. Even if Mahomes doesn't miss that much time, remember, we played the Chiefs again in Week 3 later in this episode, so there's a good chance Mahomes does not play in that one. Salter is sacked by Jeffrey Bassa for a loss of 7. Oregon seemingly owns Liberty in just about every sport. Apparently, that's true for the NFL as well. 3rd down and 16. Salter looks to throw it. He will go short. It is caught. Not going to be enough for the first down, though. Another stop for the Denver defense as Michael Williams is hurt on the play. Everybody's getting these small knick-knack injuries. Michael Williams strained something. Francis Malinois strained something on the previous offensive drive. It's unbelievable. Genty on 3rd and 5 will not get the first down. Genty, of course, strained something earlier as well. It's like watching one of those chair volleyball games at like an old people home, and Grandpa launches his arm too far back, and all of a sudden he can't play for a month because he strained something in his elbow. I mean, these guys are in their 20s. This shouldn't be happening. Xavier Worthy with the first down. Good throw by Salter. 2nd and 2. Salter under pressure, and he is sacked. Looks like that is Jack Sawyer who brings him down. Too small, as that'll make it a 3rd and 7. Sawyer acquired at the trade deadline last year from San Francisco. Quiet in the regular season, but was impressive in the playoffs, and he's getting some extra reps with Aleem McNeil and Michael Williams out due to injury. Salter misfires. He was looking for Rashee Rice. And Kansas City with their 3rd scoring drive of the game, but again, they're going to have to settle for a field goal. They have not been able to find the end zone yet today. Harrison Butker, 42 yards, nearly blocked. Nearly a running into the kicker as well. That's Earl Culp, the rookie from Purdue. With his 98 speed, I think he'd be a good special teamer. But watch out, buddy. That could have been bad news. We're lucky we were not penalized. So Denver gets it back up by 12. The offense still really has not done much over the last 15 minutes. As Nix hands it off for Genty. Has room to the left side. 1st and more. Wrapped up on the play by the talented young safety Dalton Brooks. But not before getting the first down. From the 36 now, Nix rolls out to the right. Scrambles under pressure. Floats it up. It is caught inbounds by Marvin Mims. We're really not throwing the ball much in the second half. Given the rain, given the score, it's really about running the ball, letting this clock go. I know we're still in the 3rd, as Henderson is in for a touchdown. I think given the weather, though, and given some of these injuries, the goal should be to make it out of this game alive. We're up by 3 scores off of the touchdown here by Trey. So really it's a matter of avoiding injury and not letting the Chiefs obviously have enough time to potentially come back, even with the backup quarterback. Salter on the run. He connects with Xavier Worthy. Salter really has not been that bad, all things considered. Statistically, he's been better than both Mahomes and Bo Nix. Who would have thought? 1st and 18. Salter under pressure. Fumbles it again. And it's picked up by Benito. We're going to have him go down. We do not want him to go for the scoop and score because We want to choose some clock. We want to let this thing go down. Browning and Benito in the backfield. I think Browning is going to be the one credited with the fumble force. That would be his second of the game. That one was a little closer than the last one, but yeah, I think that one is out. So a strip sack from Browning and Benito. Denver chipping away at this clock. 5.5 minutes left. It is 3rd down and 10. It's been mostly Genty in the backfield, but it's Henderson here with 1 on the play clock. Henderson going backwards. It's a loss of around 3. Kansas City with the stop. It's Denzel Burke. Did anybody else notice the voice crack? That was a little embarrassing, but because it was funny, I'll keep it in. Will Lutz, 54. It is no good. It's short. The last time we saw Will Lutz kick a field goal, it was to win the Super Bowl. And to be honest, I would prefer that he made that one over this one. Still, I don't like seeing him being short, though. It's one thing to not be accurate. As Rashee Rice is into the end zone for a touchdown, the Chiefs moving down the field, finally connecting in the end zone. It took them nearly the entire game. Given that we allowed nearly 50 points against them twice last year, who would have thought it would have been this long, even with Caden Salter playing most of the second half. Now Kansas City's going to need an onside kick, trying for a miracle here in what has been a pretty miserable game weather-wise. Long kick, eventually scooped up by Chris Brazzell, and he will dive down at the 40. So the goal is to not let them get the ball back, choose some clock, finish this game off for good. 3rd and 1, first down probably ends it, and Ashton Genty will get it. Denver hangs on here in week 1 for the banner game in a torrential downpour. 28-16, the Broncos begin the season 1-0 after going, 12-0 last year at home. Good to get us on the board with a home win to start the year. The weather was bad. The game quality was bad, which is normal for this early in the year. You see that often in the NFL. Some of the early games are just ugly. And that was the case. The goal of this game was to just run the ball, be physical, avoid injuries, and try to make it through the second half as quick as possible, because especially given the weather, it was going to be hard for us to really get a whole lot going through the air. Bo Nix only had 122 yards. Both Salter and Mahomes had more yards than him. We just didn't really throw it, really at all. We didn't look downfield. I didn't want Bo Nix to really have to go vertical. It was short passes, and it was run the ball with thunder and lightning. Ashton Genty, the downhill physical runner, he was used mostly in the second half. Trevion Henderson, the home run hitter, had the big touchdown, had the big 30-yarder. I think Genty was more consistent on a play-by-play basis, but Henderson, of course, had the home runs. Our leading receiver yards-wise had 39 yards. I feel like that's pretty telling of how this game went through the air. And then defensively, really good showing, especially considering how the defense looked earlier last year against the Chiefs. To only allow 16 points is a major win. We had a bunch of guys with small injuries, but everybody is good for next week. Patrick Mahomes will also be good for next week, and we will see him in week 3. We're going to see all of these guys as well, both the Broncos and the Chiefs dealing with a lot of nagging injuries early in the year. I mean, training camp started 2 months ago. Isn't the point of camp to get everybody in shape and to avoid these nagging injuries earlier in the year? Regardless, good to see us on the board with a win. Here are your other scores. 42-3. Oh, my God. Eli Holstein. His Alabama team lost once last year, and in his debut, he loses by 39. That is humbling. Players of the week, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Budda Baker, and Baron Browning. Pretty exciting. Apparently, he's not going to get credited for the second strip sack. I guess they're giving Nick Benito the fumble force, even though that was mostly Baron Browning's doing. So we've got the Texans here in week 2, a consistent playoff team in this series who underperformed last year. They ended up in the top 10. C.J. Stroud, though, is as good as it gets. He is a 97 overall. And the Texans have widely kept their core. Guys like Derek Stingley, Will Anderson. They've got some playmakers on offense with Ollie Gordon and Nico Collins. They've got other good receivers as well. Zariah Beeson, Jamison Williams, and a really talented defense, particularly in the secondary. This is a fun roster who I'm confident is going to play better this year, despite being in a really strong AFC South. Obviously, the Titans won the division last year. They seem to be the team of the future. But the Colts have Anthony Richardson, who's really good. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. We've seen him in the playoffs as well. So let's get this show on the road. Houston will start with it. Play action for Gordon. Stroud goes short. It is hauled in. This is Zariah Beeson. Gets away from the defender, and the third-year pro out of Troy makes a nice play as Damon Clowney is a little dinged up after the play. 1st and 5. Stroud has all day, rolls to the left, and he is eventually sacked. Mateo Uiagalelei brings him down. Couple of SoCal guys reuniting in the backfield as Uiagalelei wins the battle. 3rd and 6 now for the Texans, off at the sack. Stroud looks to throw it under a little more pressure, and it is incomplete. I thought he was going to catch that. That was a weird animation. Mykel Williams dinged up. I don't know what's going on with him. He clearly did not work out and train a whole lot in the offseason. I get celebrating the Super Bowl for a couple of weeks, but it seems like he spent a little too much time afterwards in Turks and Caicos. Kick is good for the Texans, so they lead it 3-0 off the field goal as we take our first look at the Denver offense. Bo Nix and company. From the 27, Nix rolls out. He is sacked. Will Anderson brings him down. Nix was not sacked once in Week 1 against the Chiefs. The offensive line playing really well down the stretch in the playoffs last year as well. 3rd and 11. Nix up the middle. Henderson does not get it. Big hit to stop the first down. A great tackle. That'll lead to a punt, and Houston gets it back for drive number 2, leading it 3-0. At the 23, play action. Off the blitz, it's Drew Sanders swarming into the backfield. 2nd sack already for the Denver defense. 3rd and 18. Stroud under pressure. Wants it all. Looking for J-Mo, and it's broken away by Pat Surtain. With Jamison Williams, you know he can beat just about anybody vertical, but Surtain stays with him the entire time. Broncos back with it. 3 to go in the first. 3rd and 6. Nix rolls out under pressure. Off balance. Somehow gets it for Mims. Fighting for extra yardage. He gets it to the 12. How did that work? I don't really know, but I am not complaining. Following play. Right back to him. Mims, juke move, fighting his way forward. He's in for a touchdown. Marvelous. Marvin Mims in for the first time this year, and Denver makes it 7-3. So here returns the Texans offense. A big 3rd down and 1. The tight end Jack Velling in motion. Gordon gets it, and he is short. Drew Sanders again. What a start to the year for Sanders. As good as he was last year, he's been even better through a very small sample size this year. Denver back with it at the 17. No one's open for Nix. Eventually finds Brazel. Breaks away from Stingley, and he gets it past the 45. Nice play after the catch by Chris Brazel II. And Denver, who started off this game slowly, is really starting to get some momentum into the second quarter. Defense is looking better. Offense with a big drive. Genty with room up the middle. Tries to lower the shoulder as he gets it to the 28. A strong start so far in this one for Ashton Genty, who does not have to deal with a lingering hamstring. Christian Harris in the backfield off the blitz. In for the sack on Bo Nix, as it is a 3rd down and 17 now for Denver at the 35. Nix play action under more pressure. Sacked again. Will Anderson, his 2nd of the first half, certainly winning his individual matchup with the youngster Tree Babalade, who's technically not a rookie, but in terms of experience, he kind of is one, and he certainly looks like one today. We did punt it back deep inside the 5, so the Texans just had to run the ball 3 times, and Ollie Gordon does not get too much. Marvin Grant finishes him off on 3rd down, so a wash of the drive for the Texans. Denver gets it back, only 7-3, low-scoring game, as that one is broken up on 3rd and inches, trying to get it to Ryan Williams, but Jalen Petrie is there to help bring it down. 4th and inches, Denver goes forward, and look who's in at full back. It's the big fella, Samu Tamuma Pepe, with the first down. It's a gain of 3 for Pepe, and he keeps the drive going. Now at the 39, 2nd and 4, Nix looks to throw it under a little pressure. Has a wide open man to the left. It's Brazel who gets it to the 24. The offense seems to be in more of the rhythm than they were earlier in the game. It still looks a little clunky, and these guys look like they haven't played much football over the last 7 months, but it's getting better. 3rd and 10, only a gain of 8 for Ryan Williams. He's wrapped up by Jalen Petrie. We converted a 4th down earlier on the drive. Who's to say we won't get it again? Rivaldo Fairweather, though, is in the game at fullback, not Big Pepe, as Nix looks to be calling a potential switch at the line. He will throw it. looking short. Genty will fight for the yardage and gets the first down, breaking the tackle with a stare over on Peyton Bowen. Risky decision to go short at the sticks, but we trusted Genty to make the play, and he is rewarded with a red carpet walk into the end zone for a touchdown. 14-3, a strong finish to the possession by Ashton Genty, and Denver's up by 2 scores. Houston back with it. Their offense looking to get rolling. They don't have a lot of time. Minute and a half to go in the first half, as that one is broken up on 3rd and 3. The Denver defense makes another play, and we have a chance, much like the Kansas City game, to make it a 3-score lead. Nix floats it up down the field. It's caught! Ryan Williams hauls it in. I feel like one of the defensive backs could have gotten to that ball. I don't know how they didn't. From the 47, we're going to run it. They were not expecting that. Travion Henderson fights forward to the 40 as the Broncos use a timeout. Sometimes you got to catch them off guard a little bit. That's what we do there. At the 30, 2nd and 10 with only around 10 seconds left. Play action under pressure. Got to get rid of it, and he cannot. Anderson with his 3rd of the first half. Trebob Alade lost his rep quickly. There's not a whole lot Bo could have done there. And now we might as well kick the field goal now. It's a 57-yarder for Will Lutz. His kick is short again. He was short on one last week, and now it happens in back-to-back performances. Is our GOAT washed? Did he make the game-winning kick in the Super Bowl, and now all of a sudden he just can't really kick anymore? His leg is shot? I mean, we're winning 14-3. It's hard to be too discouraged, but damn, what's going on with Big Nuts Lutz? Denver starts with it here in the 3rd. 3rd and 5, short throw, caught for a 1st and more. Christian Horn fighting for yards. He gets it to around the 46. That'll keep the chains moving for Denver. 3rd and 6. Here is Nix. Hey, that rhymed. Under pressure, and he is going to throw out of the sack. That was Will Anderson again with the pressure. He has been a one-man wrecking crew. CJ Stroud is in the zone. I don't know why. His team only has 3 points as it's play action. Stroud on 2nd and 3, looking deep down the field. He's got Jamison Williams, and J-Mo gets it to the 8 for a gain of 39. He is not the guy you want to match up with in a foot race. I mean, we have experience playing against a guy in Xavier Worthy, who is one of the few players comparable to J-Mo in terms of overall speed. 1st and goal. Stroud looks to step up, scrambles, and he dives in, putting his body on the line. It's a touchdown for now. There is a flag, and I think this one might be coming back. A holding call on the offensive tackle, Blake Fisher. Not ideal there for Houston. The touchdown is off the board, and they are moved back to the 18-yard line. 1st and goal off of the penalty, taking away the rushing score. Stroud under pressure. He is sacked. It's Nick Bonito in the backfield, winning the rep against the rookie tackle, Caden Jones, drafted 8th overall out of the University of Florida. 3rd and goal. Stroud steps up, scrambles, looks to run it in this time, and he will not get it. Surtain and Bonito, the first to get to him. Houston's got a decision to make on 4th and goal at the 2, and they're going to kick. I kind of get it. I mean, it's still early enough in the game to where you don't feel like you have to go for it. Field goal does make it a 1-score game, as it is now 14-6. Denver back with it. The offense has been average, I guess, so far. 2nd and 7, wide open. Harold Fannin out of bounds at the 33. Even a field goal just makes it a multi-score lead. Let's give ourselves a buffer going into the 4th quarter and put ourselves in a good spot to be in the driver's seat to win this game. At the 33, Nix, that one is caught. Leaping grab by Chris Brazel as Rasheed Walker is dinged up. 3rd and goal now at the 5. Nix scrambles. He'll go short. Genty finds the hole, and he's in for a score. A nice maneuver by Ashton Genty, who's played a great game, and it's 21-6. The numbers might not pop off the page for Genty. They've been good, but not great. But if you've watched him today, he has made timely plays for us. 3rd and 3. Broken up in and out of the hands of Ollie Gordon. Houston's offense stopped again. This Denver defense looks awfully good to start the year. I mean, the Chiefs didn't score until garbage time. They didn't score a touchdown, that is, until garbage time. And we could be looking at a similar result for the Texans. That one is incomplete, though. Nix misfires. If Houston wants to get going, they've got to start now. Bossa and Surtain in the zone. It's play action. Stroud looking deep. It is hauled in. Nico Collins, who's been quiet today. He's taken a visit to Surtain Island. He gets it to the 33-yard line. And if Houston does score a touchdown here, keep in mind, they can make it a one-score game. They are not out of it by any stretch. We've got to keep our pedal on the metal. 3rd and inches. That one is hauled in. First down, finally inside the red zone. The tight end, Jack Velling, is the one who hangs on for the Texans. Now at the 12. Stroud still in the zone, up the middle. Nico Collins swerves his way through, in for a score. Don't look now, folks. The Houston Texans are within one possession. They decided to kick the extra point, and so the lead sits at 8. 21-13. Denver back with it. It is a pivotal 3rd and 3, play action. Nix on the run, looking deep, wants it all, broken up, it's short. Marvin Mims was wide open. That was a great route, but Nix did not put enough on that ball. Peyton Bowen gets a hand on it, and the Texans, now only down by 8, can theoretically tie the game here. Flag on the play. Someone jumped on the line. Stroud has Gordon wide open. Sanders missed his assignment. He thought he was supposed to blitz. A big gain for Gordon. And the penalty's on Denver. Baron Browning is the one who jumped, so Houston will decline the penalty. They will gladly take the big gain. 2nd and 6 at the 42. Play action. A lot of play action from Houston today as Stroud is wrapped up. Muy bonito. Nick Bonito and Mateo Uiagalelei bring him down. This pass rush is certainly the biggest reason why our defense has been impressive this year. The coverage has been good too, but the pass rush has been really strong. 3rd and 15. Short throw. It's an RPO as Nico loses 3. Colin Wright quickly brings him down. 4th and 18. The Texans decide to punt it away. I get it because it's 4th and that long, but they've got to trust their defense to get a stop. Wide open. Ryan Williams looking for a block from Henderson as he gets it to the 47-yard line. All we would need is a field goal for what it's worth to make it a 2-score lead, but really the number one goal right now is to burn this clock. Tick, 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 tick. Nick still looks to throw it. Scrambles. He's got Fannin wide open. First down, firmly into field goal range to the 27. A great play after the catch by Harold Fannin, showing off his electric ability with the football. 2nd and 10 at the 27. Denver getting close to potentially being in position to end it for good. Genty to the left side, gets the first down, lowers the shoulder to the 11. And the Texans are now going to be starting to call their timeouts. 3rd and 15 from the 16. We're just going to run it. We want clock to be led away as Travion Henderson does not get much. A field goal really is as good as a touchdown is at this point because it's still a 2-score game. Will Lutz's field goal is through. That time it was not short. I would hope not if it's from 32. I could kick it and it wouldn't be short from 32. Would it go through the uprights? Who knows? But I don't think it would be because of the lack of distance. So now Houston is hanging on for dear life, and I think given where we are with this clock, they're not going to have enough time. Stroud on the Hail Mary is sacked. Baron Browning with the sealer. Denver 2-0 as they defeat the Texans 24-13. Much like the first game against Kansas City, this one was not pretty. It was ugly. The offense never really was consistent. The run game was physical. I wouldn't say they were great, but Genty fighting for tough yards. He had a good game. Bo Nix was fine. I don't think he's been bad so far this year. I mean, he hasn't turned the ball over yet. I wouldn't say he's been great either, though. His accuracy's been spotty, I would say. He only completed 63% of his passes. Him and Stroud had nearly identical numbers in terms of completions, attempts, and yards. Very much equal. Trey Henderson, again, was a little more efficient than Genty, but I think Genty was more consistent throughout the game. But both guys played well. Through the air, we had more guys step up because, well, we threw the ball more. Both offensive lines were not great. These young tackles, Caden Jones and Tree Babalade, looked like young tackles. 3.5 sacks for Will Anderson. He was spectacular in this one for the Texans. We do not walk away from this game scot-free, though, unlike week 1 as we lose 2 starters on offense. Dislocated hip for Rasheed Walker. He'll be out the next 5 games. Chris Brazzell, torn abdominal. He will be out for the next 4. So that means we're going to see plenty of Christian Horn, plenty of Mario Maddox. That'll be exciting. Maybe some Alika Yomenor as well. And then on the offensive line, I think the plan is that we're going to have Ross Ulugalu Masauli move inside to left guard, and he will start in place of Rasheed Walker. So here are your scores across the league. The Chiefs beat the Panthers 16-7. Those, of course, are our two next opponents today. As for the players of the week, Carson Beck and Tua Tagovailoa, ironic because both of those guys have former top 10 picks at quarterback behind them playing for their jobs. Billy Bowman and Justin Reed, meanwhile, winning on the other side of the ball. So we've already played against the Chiefs today. We know this team quite well. They beat Carolina 16-7. The defense playing exquisitely for the Chiefs. Their offense, though, starting off slowly. Mahomes, of course, is healthy. He missed the second half of the Week 1 game, but he played the entirety of the Week 2 matchup. A slow start to begin the year for Mahomes, but he's at home here in Arrowhead. The last game we lost was Week 17 at Arrowhead. Since then, the Broncos have won 7 games in a row, including 2 against Kansas City, obviously including the playoffs. As that one is broken up for Mario Maddox, Trent McDuffie got a hand on it. He was one of 4 Chiefs starters who did not play in Week 1. Mahomes lassoed down on 3rd and 5. Nick Benito brings him down. 115, sacks the other. Mahomes with a shove. Benito with one right back. It's no secret these two teams do not like each other. I wouldn't like us either if we scored nearly 50 in the AFC Championship. Bo Nix is brought down, though. It's Donovan Ezeraku in with the sack for the Chiefs, and that will make it a 3rd down and 16. Nix joined by Trey Henderson in the backfield here as he looks to throw it. Nix looking deep for Fannin, and it is deflected away, incomplete. Jay Higgins, the talented linebacker in his 4th season out of the University of Iowa, got a hand on it. Chiefs back with it, up the middle, what a catch! An acrobatic grab by Terrence Ferguson, who always plays really well against us. He was kind of quiet, though, in Week 1. I think they're going to get him involved early. 3rd and 12, Pacheco gets around 5. Michael Williams there to bring him down. Williams has missed much of the opening 2 games. He has been banged up so far. Harrison Butker from around 34 yards out. It is good. When the well-known women respecter has the Chiefs on the board, they lead at 3-0. Bo Nix, 3rd and 9 on the out route. He's got Mims to the 48. We haven't gotten much going offensively, so it's good to see us getting that play. Nix on the run. He's got Maddox. First career reception. Whoop, whoop. Look at the short area quickness. Mario Maddox is like a human joystick. His ability to make guys miss an open space is really exciting. 2nd and goal. Nix rolls to the right. On the run. He's got Genty. Wide open for the touchdown. He definitely was not the initial read. Genty was originally used as a chip blocker and then goes out and runs a pattern where he's wide open. They did not expect him to leave his role as a blocker. On the kick return, Kavorian Barnes will not go down. Somebody tackle him for the love of God. As he gets it to the 48-yard line, Kansas City will get it back with great field position. Now in the second quarter, looking to take the lead at the 23. It's Terrence Ferguson inside the 10, wrapped up by Colin Wright. Now nearing the goal line, 2nd and goal at the 5. Mahomes looks to throw it, dances around, it is caught! Oh my goodness, Jurion Dickey hauls it in for the score. I did not think he was going to make that play. Marvin Grant probably should have been facing the ball, but he was still smothering him. That's the first touchdown we've allowed before the 4th quarter this year. Nix on the run, cannot escape away from Stephen Daly, who also did not play in Week 1, former first-round draft pick of the Chiefs. 3rd and 11. Nix goes short. Rivaldo Fairweather gets around 9. Wrapped up short at the yard to gain, as that'll lead to a punt, and the Chiefs get it back. 2nd and 9. Mahomes up the middle. It's picked off! Jeffrey Bussa with the lurk and the snag. First interception of the year for Bussa. And Denver gets excellent field position, which we could really use, given our offensive inconsistencies to start the year. I think that puts it nicely. Terrific play, though, by Bussa, baiting him into the throw. Trevion Henderson, fumble! Popped away, and it's picked up immediately by the Chiefs. Ball does not lie. A one-play drive for the Broncos. I don't think we need to review that one. That might be the most clear fumble I've ever seen. Look at this one again. Boink! Clearly out of his hands. Trevion Henderson's got to do a better job of holding on to the ball. That was disgusting. 3rd and 1. Pacheco. No, he does not get it. Mateo Uiagalelei looks like he's really improved from last year to this year. He's taken a leap for us, which is a big deal. 3rd and 1. Genty is short. I guess we're copying them. This is turning into another defensive slugfest. Who could have seen that coming with the 2 games we had against them last year? Another sack off the blitz. Jeffrey Bassa. What a start to this game for Bassa. He's off to another terrific start this year. Man, he's going to make a lot of money. And look, he deserves every penny. At the 46, Mahomes up the middle. That one is caught. Jurion Dickey with the touchdown earlier, his 4th catch of the game. He's been pretty good so far. 2nd and inches for the Chiefs. Time winding down here in the first half. Mahomes under pressure. Throws it away. And now it is 3rd and goal. Look at the clock, though. There's 7 seconds. They will run a play here as that one is caught. In the end zone, it is a touchdown. Xavier Worthy in for the score. I thought he might have been short. The Chiefs did have another timeout that they could have used if that was the case. But still, nice grab by Worthy. 17-7 going into the break. The Chiefs lead by 10. I think the defense, for the most part, has played pretty well. The offense, meanwhile, not as much. So, 3rd and 3, Mahomes goes short. Ferguson does not get it. Damon Clowney brings him down with a big hit, as that'll force a quick stop. Denver back with it. This is our time for the offense to get rolling. On 1st down, nice grab. Way to keep the feet in. That's Ryan Williams who gets it for the Broncos. 2nd and 6. Nix looks to throw it under pressure on the run. He's got Mims. That was a really tough throw to make with 2 defensive players sandwiched in between him as he was getting rid of the ball. But Mims had plenty of space to where he was wide open and is able to make a nice play. 3rd and 6 now. Nix under a little pressure. Back of the end zone. Broken up. That one is off the mark, and so Denver's going to kick. I thought a little bit about going for it. I wanted to in my heart, but I realized that would be kind of stupid. Kick is good for Lutz, 17-10. Pacheco does not get it on 3rd down. He loses a yard. Drew Sanders brings him down, and the impressive performance defensively continues. These guys have been really good so far this year. 3rd down and 5. Nix rolls out to the left, tucks it and runs. Gets the first, slides past the 40 at the 41-yard line. A good run there, keeping the chains moving. 2nd and 6 now with around a minute and a half to go in the 3rd. Nix under a little pressure, floats it up, and it's intercepted. Denzel Burke. That's Bo's first of the year, and that was really not a good play by him at all. That was a softball lob. I mean, he did not put any heat on that throw at all for Burke to jump it with no problem. So the Chiefs get it back off of the turnover. 2nd and 3. Mahomes connects. That's Terrence Ferguson to the 26-yard line. Ferguson has been impressive today, even if the Chiefs' offense at large has not been all that spectacular. Pacheco does not get it on 3rd and 3. He's wrapped up by Aleem the Dream, as Michael Williams is banged up again. This is 3 weeks in a row. Did he seriously not do any conditioning during the offseason? 4th and 1. Offense stays on the field, and they get it. It's Ferguson with a gain of 5. If I was the Chiefs, I would have kicked the field goal, make it a 2-score game, but credit to Andy Reid. He made the right decision, and that'll keep the drive going for Kansas City now into the 4th quarter. Ferguson in motion. Mahomes looks to throw it. Clean pocket. Now under pressure, and he is sacked. It's Baron Browning. Brings him down. I thought Browning was kind of disappointing last year. Could have been a trade candidate if not for his big cap penalty. But he's been really good this year. Good thing we kept him. Mahomes floats it back of the end zone. It's caught but out of bounds. I thought he was in. Oh, we dodged a bullet. I thought for sure Terrence Ferguson was able to drag the toesies in. It is still a 2-score game, though, after all that. Shout out Karl Anthony Towns. And so that'll make it 20-10. We've still got work to do here on offense, and we've got to start now. Maddox to the 37. He got a little dinged up after that play. Given that Maddox is a smaller player with an injury history, that's not ideal. Genty to the left side. 1st down. Stiff arms his way to the 46 with a shove from Rashee Rice. Now with Ryan Williams in motion. Around 8 to go in the 4th, down by 10. Here is Henderson, 1st down, weaving his way past the 30 to the 24. Where has this offense been all day? Now we're starting to really move it, now that there's a sense of urgency with the clock. At the 24, blitz, Nix cannot get it out. Kansas City runs it to perfection. Couple of defenders there, including Stephen Daly. 3rd and 12. Nix, he's got Mims. Walks it in for a touchdown. We've got a ball game. The Broncos bring it within 3. We needed a big drive, and we got it. Finished off by a score from Marvin Mims. And now we'll see what Kansas City can do. 3rd and 1. Pacheco, whoop, juke move, boss it to the ground as he gets the first down, eventually wrapped up by Wright and Marvin Grant at the 48. The number one thing is that we have to hold them out of the end zone. Do not let them make it a 2-score lead. But obviously, we've got to be mindful of the clock with less than 5 minutes to go. Pacheco with a big run to the 27-yard line. Pacheco has not been good at all today in short yardage situations, but for the most part, he has been pretty solid otherwise. 2nd and 2 at the 19. Here is Mahomes. Going short. It is caught inside the 10. That's Jurion Dickey. We've got to keep him out of the end zone. Red zone defense. I need a stand from you right here, right now. 2nd and goal. Pacheco, he's close. Really close. So, no, he's in. What? He was not in. I do not think he was in. Although, to be honest, I think it might be better if they say it is a touchdown, because chances are on 3rd and goal at the half-yard line, the Chiefs are probably going to punch it in anyway, but now they get to waste 40 seconds of clock with this being reversed. So, to be honest, it was a good play there on the tackle by Seth Jennings, but I kind of wish Pacheco was in. Now they still have to score the touchdown, though, as Mahomes is sacked! So much for wishing Pacheco was in. Damon Clowney brings him down at the 10, and obviously they are not going to go for it. So we will get the ball back in a 1-score game. Harrison Butker on to kick. He's been busy tonight. Field goal is good from 27, and it is a 6-point game. So the door is wide open for the offense. 3 timeouts in a minute 50. Nix on 1st down. Scrambles under a ton of pressure. On the run, it is caught. Marvin Mims with the snag. We're looking to move quick. 3rd and 4 under a minute. Nix floats it up. Incomplete. Christian Horn was wide open. Gotta make that throw. 4th and 4 now at the 47. Nix calls for a switch at the line. Looks to throw it. He goes short. Fannin does not get it. The 2 defenders were playing off of him. I thought he would have enough room to get the first down. But Kansas City gets to stop, although the game's not over because we had all 3 timeouts. 3rd and 7. Pacheco does not get much, maybe a yard. So the defense is going to give the offense one more chance. We're going to have to use all 3 timeouts. Time is certainly not on our side, though. 30-ish seconds and no timeouts. Nix hoping for a miracle. There's a start! Fannin out of bounds at the 49. I was worried that he was going to catch it and then be tackled in bounds. We wouldn't have had enough time to spike it and run another play. Down to 20. Nix off the blitz. He's sacked. Hurry up. Clock it. Let's go. Clock it. Spike it. And he gets it off with 4 seconds left. I didn't think we were going to get back in time. But we will have enough for one more play. It's going to be a Hail Mary. The final play of the game. 3rd and 21. Nix looking deep. There's a flag. Hold on. Tipped and incomplete. But there is a flag. Let's see what it is. Pass interference on the defense. And the dream stays alive. We will get one play at the 2 to win the game. Who do you trust with the ball? What is going on with the camera? It's Genty. He's in! Touchdown! Ashton Genty ties the game. And Denver can win it with an extra point off of the Hail Mary penalty. What in the Kansas City Devil magic was this ending? You would think normally it would be the Chiefs who get the bogus call from the officials, but not this time. I don't know what we could have bribed them with. I could have sworn the Devil was a Chiefs fan. Maybe he changed his mind during this game. The Devil is now a Broncos fan because he got swayed by Bo Nix's aura. That would be the only explanation as to why the Chiefs lost in, the fashion that the Chiefs would find a way to win a game. Both QBs statistically, again, were very similar. I'll take that as a win for Bo Nix, considering the other quarterback is, Pat Mahomes. Ashton Jeanty played a good game. He's the guy we wanted to give the ball to at the end. He was better than Henderson, who had the bad fumble through the air. Ferguson and Dickey led the way for the Chiefs, while for us, it was Marvin Mims. Defensively, another really strong performance. The pass rush has been really good this year. The coverage has been more consistent. The linebackers continue to be absolutely terrific. Our defense has been rock solid through 3 weeks so far. We've played 2 good games against Kansas City. That says something. A team who we have really struggled with throughout this series, who we nearly allowed 52 twice against last year. Through week 2, there were only 4 undefeated teams in the AFC, and now that list is down to 2. You've got us and the New England Patriots, who traded for Cade Klubnik from Cleveland. I thought Klubnik was going to be the backup, but he took the job away from Drake May and has been excellent for the Patriots. Dante Moore, Josh Allen, the rookie Malik Bryant, and Patrick Queen win the Players of the Week. Shout out New England, though, playing really well. And Klubnik's old team, Cleveland, has not been too bad either. They matched their win total from last year in 2 weeks. They lost this past week, but still 2-1 with Dak Prescott starting and Sam Onatulu developing in the wings. We've got a breakout opportunity for Damon Clowney. I honestly think the easiest one here would be 3 TFLs. Given that he is a rotational edge rusher, it still feels really unlikely, but I think it's more likely to happen than the other challenges. Let's talk about our quarterback, Bo Nix. I think he's been very adequate through 3 weeks. He hasn't been bad. He hasn't been that good either. I think the best thing I can say, though, is that he's avoided turnovers. He's only been intercepted once. And apparently, the reporters are saying that is the wrong answer. We were in this dilemma before. How can you ask me an open-ended question where there's, wrong answers? Especially when that's literally the correct answer. That's the one thing he's done particularly well this year. His completion percentage is mid. His yards per game and yards per attempt, mid and mid. It's just that he's avoided turnovers, so I don't get why the game is mad at me. Let's look at Carolina, 1-2. They lost to the Chiefs and the Raiders. Thanks for doing us a solid, Carolina. We appreciate it. They're still led by Bryce Young, who's a solid quarterback, developing into an 87. Behind him, they've got Dylan Gabriel and then the rookie Arch Manning, drafted in the 2nd round. A lot of you guys wanted us to consider Arch Manning at least before Bo Nix went on his Super Bowl run, which would have been a fun storyline, but every time I went through a Texas game in the Kansas dynasty, I cringed looking at Arch Manning's numbers. I will say, though, if Bo Nix did struggle last year and we decided to move on, my succession plan would have been Luke Cromanhook. I would have had to trade up for him, probably into the top 10. But he's the guy I would have picked. Then, obviously, Bo Nix went on a Super Bowl run, and I didn't really have to think about quarterbacks anymore. But since that's no longer going to happen, that was my plan. Anyway, let's move on to Week 4. Let's not talk about replacing our quarterback. Let's talk about our quarterback potentially moving up to 4-0 against Bryce Young, the former number 1 pick, and the Panthers as he hands it off to Reuben Owens to the left side. Owens with a hole! First play of the game! Bossa and Grant will not catch him! A 69 yard touchdown run for Reuben Owens. What a start for the Panthers as they lead at 7-0. Denver back with it, 2nd and 3. Nix looks to throw it, and he is intercepted! So much for avoiding turnovers. It's Riley Moss, the former Bronco, and he is gone! A pick 6 for White Lightning. Riley Moss in his return to Denver, looking for revenge against his old team. I tried to move Maddox in as Bo threw the ball. Maddox didn't move. Instead, it was Riley Moss who jumps the route. Our team has allowed 17, maybe 18 points per game this year. We've already let out 14, and we're not even a minute into the game. That's a problem. 3rd and 8, Nix on the run. It is incomplete for Mims. This offense just kind of feels broken. They haven't been, putrid, but there just seems to be something off, which was the case last year early as well. Bryce Young on the run, throws it away. I think this penalty will be on the offense, so we will decline it, and we will let Carolina punt it away. The weird thing about this score, though, is that the defense has not been, that bad. Yeah, they allowed the big touchdown, but that's one play. That's it. 2nd and 7. Jeanty pushed backwards. It's a loss of around 4. The run defense swarming into the backfield as it is 3rd down and 11 for the Broncos. Nix looks to throw it under pressure. Hit as he throws, and it is dropped. Not a great throw. Could have been maybe caught by Horn. Bo Nix just seems a little off so far today. We've got to pick him up a little bit. At the 19, it's intercepted! A big momentum boost for the defense. It's Benjamin Morrison with the interception. We needed something to go our way. We needed a spark. After Carolina had the 2 early touchdowns and we have not been able to respond on offense, we needed a big play from the defense, and we got it. Offense has got to capitalize. Got to end up with 7 here. Nix rolls out. No one's open, but look at all that space. First play of the drive is the only play. Naruto running into the end zone. It's Bo Nix with his first rushing score of the year. And we're right back in the ball game. It's 14-7. So Denver takes advantage of the turnover, and now we get it back on defense, 3rd and 5. Bryce Young dances around. It is broken up. In and out of the hands of our good friend Isaiah Likely, as it's broken up by Colin Wright, who I think after a down second season has played quite well here in year 3, former top 5 pick out of Stanford. 3rd and 4 at the 33. Nix scrambles on the run, floats it up. No one's open, so he figures he might as well, but it is incomplete for Ryan Williams as it's broken up by Ryan Yates, the former TCU defensive back in his second season. Panthers back with it, 3rd and 6. Young steps up, looks to run. He's got the first down, and he slides with a big hit. I'm surprised they didn't call a flag on Javon McIntyre. Into the second quarter, kind of a weird first quarter because, I mean, we're down, but, we haven't played that bad. Other than the first minute, we have been the better team. Not that the offense has been particularly good. It's more so the defense again. Panthers do get a first down there. 1st and goal at the 5. What a throw! Bryce Young into the seam to Xavier Legette for the score. Legette was not open when he threw the ball, but Bryce Young knew he would be open once the ball arrived in the end zone. 3rd and 5. Nix floats it up the middle. It's Marvin Mims to the 47. With Carolina getting some early points and now the touchdown drive, we know the offense is going to have to put up some strong numbers today. We need them to play better than they have been throughout the first 3+ games of the year. Genty on first down with space off the audible. We have not run the ball well at all in this game, so that's refreshing. He gets it to the 38. Continuing to move it well. 3rd and 7 at the 8, under 2.5 to go in the first half. Short pass caught. Certainly not enough for the first down, though. That's Mario Maddox. I don't think we're close enough to go for it. 4th and 5 at the 6. We've just got to swallow our pride and take the points. It's nearly blocked, but the kick is good for Will Lutz, and it's 21-10. Minute and a half here left for Carolina. 2nd and 1 for the Panthers. The rookie running back, Katie Daniels, in the backfield. Young up the middle. It is intercepted by Pat Surtain. He just ripped it away. I thought that was going to be caught by the receiver. It wasn't even that bad of a throw by Bryce Young, but the former Alabama teammates connect as Surtain steals away his first interception of the year. Young was looking for another former Alabama guy. That was Jermaine Burton. And as you can see, it's a pretty accurate throw, but Surtain just kind of rips it away from him. So another big turnover by the defense and another great chance for the offense to capitalize and make it a one-score game. 2nd and 10. Here's Henderson. First down. Hit out of bounds at the 20. That'll stop the clock. We took advantage of our last turnover. Let's do it again. 2nd and 3. 30 seconds left. Nix rolls out on the run. Corner of the end zone. It's Ryan Williams in for a touchdown. The Alabama influence on this game should be noted. We had a couple receivers open earlier on the play, but Nix was kind of banking on Ryan Williams getting away there through space, getting a little room. In the bottom right corner of the end zone, he does exactly that. Dragging the toes in as it's 24-17. Panthers are out of timeout. It's going to be hard for them to do anything here as it's lobbed up and caught. Xavier Legette to the 29, and that will put them in field goal range. Colin Wright has got to make a play there on the ball. I mean, he lost the rep first and foremost, but man, that was just a brutal play by Wright, who otherwise has been good this year, but I mean, he just handed Carolina 3 points on a silver platter. 46-yard field goal is good, and the momentum off of the Surtain interception and the Ryan Williams touchdown is certainly halted a little bit because Carolina responds with a quick field goal, 24-17. High-scoring game, but again, I think the offense has been the problem, not the defense. Our 2 touchdowns are directly because of good field position off of turnovers. Defensively, we really haven't been bad in this game despite the 24 points. Broken up on 3rd and 3. We wanted to take advantage of starting the second half on offense, and we do not. J.C. Horn with the deflection, and the offense is going to go for it. Interesting. Nix goes short. Henderson does not get it. I thought he had the first down there. Originally, I thought he was going to drop it. That's not what happened. He caught it. Credit to Trey for hanging on to the ball, but he didn't get the yardage. As Shamar Turner goes to the locker room. That's a big loss. He's a good player. Panthers back with it. 2nd and 2. That one is hauled in for a first down. Nice grab to the 24-yard line by Kendrick Law. Another former Alabama guy. Now at the 20, it is 3rd down and 6. Bryce Young looks to throw it. Has all day up the middle. Xavier Legette to the 10. Carolina's offense has been in a steady rhythm. Even though I think our defense overall has been pretty good, Bryce Young has been steady and rock solid. The rookie, K.D. Daniels, into the end zone for a touchdown. A guy who we liked towards the middle of this draft ends up in Carolina. Superstar development running back in the 4th round. What a pick by the Panthers as they lead 31-17. 3rd and 6. Nix goes short. Trey Henderson's got it with plenty of room. Juke move past the 50. He brings it to the 39. Henderson has not gotten the ball a lot as a runner, but he has been very effective as a receiver today. 2nd and 5 with 3 to go. Nix wrapped up. He had no time at all. Tyrion Ingram Dawkins with the sack as it's 3rd down and 9. This feels like the pivot point of the game where we need the offense to wake up. It's now or never. I know we're only down by 14, but if the offense doesn't start now, when is it going to be? So getting that first down conversion with Marvin Mims definitely feels like a big deal, but we've got to keep it going. 2nd and 10 at the 23, 2 to go in the 3rd. Nix under center, taking his time, taking his sweet old time. He will look to throw it, goes short. Fannin with a nice block by Williams, gets it to the 8. Our offense seems to be in a mojo. This has been by far our best drive of the game. Doesn't say a whole lot. There's not many to pick from, but still. 2nd and goal. Nix, corner. Ryan Williams again! They say he was in the end zone. The booth would review it, and the play would stand. Williams with his 2nd touchdown of the game, and the Broncos are going to hang around. 31-24. 1st and 20 off of a penalty with 15 to go in the 3rd. Panthers call for an audible. Receiver in motion. Bryce Young looks to throw it. Up the middle. Wide open. Gotta do a better job there of covering the receiver, as that is Jermaine Burton to the 43. It's like the Kansas defense. They cannot play behind the sticks. Into the 4th. 3rd and 4. Wide open. Isaiah Likely gets popped, but not before Likely converting the first down to the 20. All Carolina needs is a field goal to make it a 2-score game. I'm sure they would like a little more than that, especially considering the comeback we just saw from Denver a week ago against the Chiefs. At the 20, Daniel smothered in the backfield. It's a loss of 5. Drew Sanders flex on him, young king. As it's 2nd and 15. They'll go back to Daniels with space to the right. 1st and more. Daniels gets lit up. These Bronco defenders have been ruthless in this game. Daniels gets it to the 5-yard line with some words for the Denver secondary. Both sides chirping at each other. 2nd and goal. Young rolls out. Why did the defender go away from the receiver? That is an easy touchdown for Dontavion Wicks. When I switched onto the defender, I thought I was switching onto one of the defensive linemen, not the guy who was covering him. I don't know why he went away, though. That still doesn't make sense. 38-24, defense now struggling in the second half. Good catch, though, by Fannin. So with the defense starting to falter a little bit, really for the first time all year, it's going to be up to the offense to find a way to pull off a comeback. We'll have the first down by Fannin. 3rd and 13. On the wheel route, Rivaldo Fairweather is wide open, and he gets it out of bounds to the 23. It's been a busy game for Fairweather. A lot of short catches. That's obviously a bigger one. And Denver's offense is moving it again. It feels like Bo Nix, for the first time really all season, seems comfortable. Right when the defense starts to struggle, the offense figures it out. Why can't both sides of the ball play well in unison? Trey Henderson with a good run, still up. It's a gain of 18 as he gets it to the 5. Today, Trey Henderson has been the better of the two backs. He has certainly outperformed Genty. First and goal, play action, Nix. Back corner, it's caught! Harold Fannin in for a touchdown, and Denver will not quit. 38-31, really nice throw by Nix, his fourth all-purpose touchdown of the game. Got to get a stop here. The defense has been asleep in the second half as KD Daniels loses two. That's a good start. That's Nick Bonito who brings him down. Daniels has been effective. Obviously, Reuben Owens had the big run early. They have ran the ball pretty well today. Not many teams have been able to say that against us over the last couple of years. 3rd and 5. Short pass caught. Will not go for the first down, though. Isaiah Likely is a couple yards shy. It's Nick Bonito again. So once more, the offense will get the ball down by 7 with a chance to tie. 3 minutes to go. We've got plenty of time. Travion Henderson, that's a good start. He gets it to the 43. Henderson continues his excellent game through the air. 2:40 to go. Nick scrambles. Cannot get it out! Big sack for Carolina. Jason Henderson, the talented linebacker out of Old Dominion. Pivotal play for us now as it's 3rd down and 17. Henderson in the backfield to Nix's left. He will look to throw it. Looking deep for Fannin. Boink, boink, incomplete. And now it's decision time. Our run defense has not been good today. I know it's risky. We're 17 yards out, not 3. But the offense is playing better right now. I trust them to make a play. And here's Fannin, wide open. Whoop! Past the 40. Fannin to the 37. Gutsy decision to stick with the offense, and it pays off. As that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10 at the 37. We're close to field goal range. Not that that matters. We need a touchdown. Fairweather gets it to the 25. A career high in receptions today for Rivaldo Fairweather. I think we're in a good spot with the clock. We really don't have to hurry up. With nearly 2 minutes left, Nix hit as he throws. It's caught by Christian Horn to the 11. Now we definitely do not need to move fast, and if anything, we want to slow things down. Look at the clock. There's under 20 seconds left. I do not want Carolina getting a chance on offense, but we've got to make sure we score, though. Genty walks it in for a touchdown, and we are tied. Another impressive comeback by the Broncos. We were down by 2 scores late against the Chiefs, end up winning. Down by 14 here against Carolina, and now we just need the PAT to tie it. 38-38 with 11 seconds left. That will not be enough time for Carolina. 20 seconds was enough at the end of the first half, but not this go around. We are headed to overtime for the first time this season. 38-38, a very high scoring game. Hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for the offense, but I feel like they really have played their best football of the year in the second half. Bo Nix, for the first time all year, looked comfortable. The defense simultaneously started to play worse, though. Unfortunately, we're not at home. Hopefully, Carolina does not know the infinite money coin toss glitch. And they pick tails. Damn it. Tails never fails. Carolina wins the toss. They will start on offense. So the Broncos are going to have to get a stop defensively. Keep in mind, these are not playoff overtime rules. Touchdown for the Panthers ends the game. At the 25, play action. Bossa on the blitz! To the 17, a loss of 9. Cradling the baby. He's too small. Jeffrey Bossa with the sack as it's 3rd and 19 for Carolina. Bossa in the zone. With a receiver in motion, the Panthers are going to need their biggest offensive play of the game. They do not have any momentum right now. Bryce Young looks to throw it, looks to scramble. He's going to run with it, and he is tracked down by Colin Wright. 3 and out, forced by the defense, and now the offense, who's red hot with back-to-back touchdown drives, only needs a field goal to end the game. 3rd and 8, play action. Nix trying to get something out of nothing. It does not happen. Tommy Eichenberg with the sack. Nix was just about to start running around in the pocket, hoping to heave something up. But Denver gets a 3 and out. Now Carolina gets the pendulum swing back. Jermaine Burton to the 33. That should put them in field goal range. A couple of runs later, they get to the 21. Coach Bonnet calls time to try to stop Carolina. It's a 38-yard field goal for the win. To end Denver's undefeated season, it's up and it is good! The Carolina Panthers win an overtime thriller, 41-38. I know the Panthers scored 41, but the defense was not that bad. They had some rough stretches really in the third quarter and early in the fourth, but I thought the defense was good in the first half. We were good down the stretch in the fourth. We got the early stop in overtime. Really, the only bad play in OT was the catch by Burton. The offense, meanwhile, started off kind of slow. We got things rolling in the second half. We were not clutch on the overtime drive, but overall, I felt like Bo Nix had probably his best game of the year. Ironic because it's our first loss. I thought he was really good, though, in the second half. He was able to push the ball downfield while still being efficient with 5 all-purpose touchdowns. Bryce Young did the 2 early interceptions. I thought overall he played a good game, though, for Carolina. Why did they not give Reuben Owens the ball after that first carry? Katie Daniels was really good, to his credit, but why did Reuben Owens get it once? Trey Henderson with a great game on the ground and through the air. He outplayed Genty. Marvin Mims was solid. Ryan Williams scores twice. And then defensively, it was our worst game of the year, even though I've been complimentary of them despite allowing 41 points. But with how well we played over the first 3 weeks of the year, we had some rough stretches in this game, and that's a big reason why we lost. You cannot allow 41 and expect to win. Unfortunately, we did not complete the breakout challenge for Damon Clowney in a homecoming game. Remember, he played at the University of Charlotte. Apparently, the defense did some good things. On one hand, I agree, they did. But you probably shouldn't say that after allowing 41. Baron Browning and Mario Maddox both getting injured in this game. Browning will miss the next 3 with an upper arm fracture. Maddox will miss the next 4 with an abdominal tear. The same injury to Chris Brazzell. Our receiver depth being tested early. Maybe we shouldn't have traded away Tez Johnson. Here are your scores across the NFL. New England beat the Chargers, so they are alone undefeated at the top of the AFC. Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, Aiden Hutchinson, and Leo Chanel from the players of the week. So that gets us set for another 4 in the next episode. We start with a couple of playoff rematches. The Raiders return to Denver. We blew them out twice in our home stadium last year. And then our Super Bowl rematch. The Seattle Seahawks, who are 0-4, come to town. After that, we head to Tampa to face off against the Bucs and then return home for the New Orleans Saints. Should be fun for the 3-1 Denver Broncos. This team certainly has some question marks, but we're finding ways to win games. A veteran team like this should find ways to win games that they're maybe not supposed to, and we'll see if we can keep it going in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a long one. I'm still trying to figure out how to format and how much of each game I want to show with it being a 4-game slate. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Broncos country, let ride.